are the plains of Pakistan. Rugged and swift, graceful and tough, they are the flying heart of Pakistan's new modern jet-age Air Force. Strong wings, free wings, friendly wings, designed to ensure the peace and protect the Republic. The jet age is not new to Pakistan, but these Sabre jets are new to the PAF. Built by North American and provided under the United States Military Aid Agreement. They are the flying cornerstone of an expanded aerial program which enables Pakistan to act fast and to react fast against the threat of communist aggression. This up-to-date supersonic equipment is a strong flying arm of Pakistan's national defense and a powerful guarantee to other free nations that this young republic is ready and able to play a strategic role in the fight to prevent communist aggression. Along with a select group of American flyers, the Pakistani pilots have ferried their jets thousands of miles at supersonic speeds through the stratosphere to the newly constructed runway at Mauripur. They're tired but relaxed. So now for a hearty meal and a good night's rest. They deserve it. Besides its primary purpose, that of providing a vigilant all-night, all-day, all-weather air defense of the country it serves, today's Air Force has many secondary functions which it performs. Here at Lahore, headquarters of the Transport Squadron, a mission of mercy is in the making. Word has been received that heavy floods are wreaking havoc in a vast area of East Pakistan. An emergency call is broadcast. The air crews assemble. And while mechanics and technicians at the airstrip make quick flight checks on the planes, a plan of action is quickly and boldly mapped out. Even while emergency action is being taken by the Transport Squadron, the Pakistan commercial flights must keep on their rigid schedules. This super constellation of the Pakistan International Airlines en route from Karachi is preparing to make its landing at Dhaka. Meantime, a Bristol freighter is in the air to the flood area. And as the giant commercial airliner lands at Dhaka on its routine schedule, the Bristol carries on, its cargo hold filled with the precious supplies which are so badly needed in the troubled area. As the Mercy mission arrives at the disaster area, the high floodwaters are grim evidence of the seriousness of the situation and of the absolute need for immediate aid. For the people are isolated, their homes and their land in danger, their livestock and their crops, even their very lives in jeopardy. The people wait for what is to them truly an angel of the air, for without this aid, there would be great suffering. The supplies are dropped, pinpointed on the target, precious food and medical supplies, and soon more planes with more supplies will come. Mission accomplished. High in the Himalayas, yet another kind of mission for the PAF, that of maintaining a schedule of daily flights which are of vital importance in keeping constant contact between the northern areas and the rest of Pakistan. This ruggedly beautiful area, known internationally as the roof of the world, has been called the most dangerous milk run the pilots of any nation must fly. These mighty mountains, majestic in their splendid isolation, hemmed in at times by fog, battered at other times by raging thunderstorms, present a challenge and a hazard that must be faced. The transport squadron's airlift is the very lifeline for the inhabitants and for the scouts who man the frontier posts. Past jagged peaks, through narrow valleys and twisting gorges, the vital airlift speeds on, bringing its supplies which maintain the life, the activity, and the security of the area. Some of the supplies can be landed, but others must be dropped in pre-selected zones and must be dropped with bomb sight accuracy. For in many cases, even a near miss can make recovery extremely difficult. The needed food is dropped. This is truly manna from heaven, for here there is no other method of getting supplies to the area. Much-needed medical supplies are released. A quantity of clothing, necessary protection against the violent winter weather, is eagerly awaited as it floats gently to Earth. Technical equipment, weather reports, reading material, perhaps even a few rare luxuries find their way to Earth. The isolated earthbound people gather in the welcome material and equipment, and the plane flies on to further areas. Mission accomplished. Another important feather in the bright wing of the PAF is the operational work which revolves around Karachi. The main air junction between Europe and the Far East, Karachi is a swarming beehive of aerial activity and the center of the heaviest international air traffic in Asia. It is from here that the PAF transports furnish personnel, equipment, and travel support for tactical fighter units operating throughout the nation. It is from Karachi also that air-sea rescue units go forth to provide escort service to international aircraft that may, in emergency situations, face ditching operations over the Arabian Sea. Regular air-sea exercises also originate in Karachi. In cooperation with the Navy, they are an important part of the constant defense drill and include such basic tactical missions as anti-submarine patrol, reconnaissance at sea, and simulated strikes on unidentified craft. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty, and constant training the price of perfection. Here on the rugged northwest frontier of Pakistan, air and ground forces cooperate in complex combined air-ground maneuvers. Frontier scouts, using both radio, telephone, and ground signals, orient the Fury fighter bombers and direct their rocket fire on specific targets in low-altitude, low-speed ground support missions. Hearty goodbye from the scouts at their observation posts, and the Furies fly home. Pakistan's youth wants to be trained. They want a type of technical, physical, and moral training which is the equal of any in the world. Here at Sargodha, youngsters yet in their teens, selected in competitive tests, go through their athletic paces. This vigorous activity is an important part of their indoctrination, for jet-age airmanship requires split-second decisions and immediate action which can only be arrived at by bodies and minds which act in perfect coordination. The fledgling flyers march to classes where they are given instruction in basic aeronautics and where each youngster's potential is carefully weighed and the shape of his future carefully planned. Like the bird which must learn to walk before he learns to fly, the young birdman must get the feel of motion before he graduates to planes with powerful thrust and speed. Each student goes through this exciting glider course prior to his graduation, and the boys enjoy it as an exhilarating sport, as well as an important function in their training. Another step on the stairway to success for young men of Pakistan is here at Maree Hills. Located at a bracing 7,000-foot altitude is a public school maintained by the Air Force. Candidates for the many different opportunities in the Flying Corps are given a full high school education as part of the broad program. All subjects at Maree are taught in English, for that is the official language of the force. After an intensive and comprehensive 3-year course, the boys are graded and judged for further training, each according to his own particular talents. For many years, Korangi Creek has been an important base for flying boats. Today, however, its main function, like that of all other Air Force operating bases, has been radically changed. Korangi's procedure and curriculum have been redesigned and converted to the production of technicians in sufficient numbers to meet the growing demands of jet flight. Although quantity of graduates is important, quality is even more so. And each student is handled individually by the instructors, whose problem is to determine the right man for the right job. Students who show outstanding ability during their 3-year apprenticeship at Korangi are selected for further specialized training in electronics. There are also authentic mock-ups of all equipment the apprentices will man when they are eventually assigned to their squadrons. Here, a group learns the rudiments of the principles of flight, methods of handling the new jet fuel systems, armament, including high-speed pinpoint rocket firing, the canopy for protection or ejection, the landing gear for quick, smooth landings and takeoffs, the heart of the jet, its electrical system. The Air Force School of Electronics at Malheur is equipped with the latest technological flight equipment. Here, the teaching pattern is highly advanced, demanding expert knowledge in all phases of electronics. At this school, as in all others, the matter of individual instruction of students is of paramount importance in the teaching of complicated technological subjects. The commandant of the school is Wing Commander Butt, who has 3 brothers in the PAF. The little sparrow at his side is his son, who someday hopes to be an eagle for Pakistan. Good luck, little sparrow. In any Air Force, the man on the ground is just as important as the man in the air, for they cannot exist independent of each other. And it takes many, many men on the ground to keep one man in the air. At Kohat is the training school for the wide variety of non-technical posts in the PAF. The recruits here undergo an intense general service training, for upon them rests the big job of keeping the planes in the air by keeping them in shape and by keeping them protected. Military discipline, physical fitness, administrative ability are basic requirements for the non-technical members who play an essential part in a rapidly expanding defense arm. And as is the case in every department of the PAF, the men in the ground forces who show exceptional talent are rewarded with promotions and given added responsibility. Good men must be supported by good material, and it is the everlasting job of the Air Force Command to see that Pakistan's flying sons are provided with the very best equipment. Spare parts, replacement parts, newly designed parts in a constant flow are provided under the United States Military Aid Agreement. In the maintenance unit at Drigg Road are full facilities for the expert repair and complete overhaul of every nut, bolt, rivet, and wire that goes into the construction of engines and airframes. This region, since the time of the ancients, has been world-renowned for the skill of its craftsmen. Today, that same skill is being applied with energy and intelligence to the support of every pilot and every plane in the PAF. Across the land in mounting numbers will appear new airfields to support the ambitious flying program. Here at Sargodha, in the heart of the Punjab, a jet airstrip is being created. with advanced lighting, fuel storage, and communication techniques. And there are more on the planning boards. Existing facilities are being redesigned to meet current and future needs. Here at Peshawar, at the mouth of the Khyber Pass, the extension of the runway will permit safe landing and takeoff procedures for modern jet fighters, whose high speed demands longer runways. This new construction is yet another example of the progressive thinking of the Air Force of the young republic. The true test of his potential talent as a full-fledged flying officer is what the flight cadet faces at the PAF College, the basic training unit at Risalpur. His theoretical training is over. His indoctrination has been accomplished. Now he's at the threshold of his dream. His first flight with his instructor is in a North American T-6 trainer, and he'll get to know this plane as well as he knows the back of his hand if he expects to get his wings. The training begins with dual instruments, with his instructor watching him like an eagle, evaluating his actions, his reactions, his instincts, his coordination. The moment of truth for the cadet is that never-to-be-forgotten moment when he takes off on his first solo. As he soars into the air, his instructors on the ground watch and appraise his work. Today, he is a man alone. No one to help him. He's on his own. Just himself and his plane and the wind and the sky. Striking for the success for which his many months of training have prepared him. His solo over, he makes a smooth landing, knowing that the eyes of his instructor are on his every move. During his 2-year tenure at Risalpur, the cadet will be coached by experts like Hashim Khan, undefeated world champion squash rackets player, and will participate in other sports, such as riding, swimming, and skiing, all of which contribute to quick thinking and quick reflexes. After hours and hours of solo flying and days of college studies, the flight cadet is ready for his final test. Is he a flyer yet, or does he need more training? There's no such thing as being just a fair pilot. It's being a good pilot or no pilot. In the air, the chief instructor takes him through his aerial paces, poses emergency problems for him, gives his fitness, his ability to maneuver, a thorough going over in this important check flight. And if the cadet has made the most and the best of his months of training, he has earned the right to wear the coveted PAF flying badge. The colorful ceremonial known as the Passing Out Parade is the year's big moment at Risalpur. On this memorable day, Air Vice Marshal Asghar Khan, the first Pakistani Commander-in-Chief of the Air Force, takes the salute. Himself a veteran pilot and commander of a Spitfire squadron in Burma during World War II, the Air Vice Marshal is also an exceptional jet pilot and a graduate of the Imperial Defense College. He is also today's youngest officer of his rank and the youngest head of any Air Force in the world. With friends and relatives of the cadets looking on, the Commander-in-Chief pins on the flying badges. badges of merit and accomplishment to those young men whose fine records have earned them. Ceremony over, the proud cadets prepare to take their next big step, their assignment to their ultimate goal, advanced training as officers of the PAF. The graduating cadets are given assignments according to their proven aptitude. Those assigned to fly multi-engine craft report to the transport squadrons. Those who exhibit a real flair for jet fighters continue on with advanced instruction on jet trainers at Mauripur. They cannot conceal their excitement as they cast eager eyes on the sleek, gleaming Sabre jets, which one day soon they will fly through the upper atmospheres. Their initial training here, however, will begin with T-33s. Again, they go through the careful, comprehensive, unrelenting flying routines which make superb pilots. Day in and day out, under all sorts of conditions, in all kinds of weather, meeting all kinds of problems, the training goes on and on. Other groups of graduate cadets are sent to the United States, where along with American cadets and those from other free nations of the world, they continue to add to their already vast knowledge of what makes a jet tick. Pakistani officers are also sent to the United States for specialized instruction in allied branches of flying, electronics, weather, communication, engineering, logistics. Back at Mauripur, Sabre jets soar into the air for intricate tactical maneuvers. The training is stepped up as advanced techniques are practiced until perfection is approached. Pakistan takes just pride in her pilots, who thrill their countrymen in flying displays, which are held throughout the nation. The spectacular aerial acrobatics also visibly impress visiting officers and officials from other nations, including representatives of the Baghdad Pact and Ceto countries. Their interest is keen, for the PAF represents a powerful and friendly ally, ready and willing and able to cooperate with that peaceful fraternity of nations whose combined strength is an assurance of their security. The jets fly on and on, soaring, climbing, twisting, turning, diving, in breathtaking close tactical formations. A magnificent display of wing beauty, exhibiting a quality of airmanship the equal of any in the world. A tribute to Pakistan and to her young men behind the controls of the powerful jets. And someone else looks on, the little sparrow, dreaming of the day he too will become an eagle for Pakistan.